So what we've got here is a Hoover Optima OPH614, which means it's getting on a bit now. But there is things going for this. I mean, for one, this door seal is pretty much immaculate. The bigger door seals generally are actually on this. Got a big door seal, which means that it's not a slim depth machine. The other thing I found with this is this drum is quite deep as well. Much to the 7 kilo. The 7 kilo is even bigger, but that's not a bad size for a 6 kilo drum. It's got a 1400 spin and an A+ energy rating, or an A swash and an AA spin, which is impressive for a 1400 spin machine. It's much rarer to get a 1400 spin with an A spin rating. We've got our filter at the bottom there. At the top here we've got a modest drawer. It could have been a bit bigger at the time, but even so, it seems to be plenty enough for most of the wash loads you'll ever do. So we're going to switch the machine on. So when you turn it off, you've got to turn the dial to the opposition up the top here. So we'll start here. We've got a 90 degree with a pre-wash, which is a bit annoying because that means you can't have a separate 90 degree main wash, but at the same time it's also quite good because generally speaking, when you wash at 90 degrees, if you've got foodstuffs, it will set in if you select 90 if the foodstuff's not been removed. The other thing I really like about these Hoovers, having used them a lot, is that the pre-washes are actually really long and they do heat up to around nearly 40 degrees, which is great. About half an hour long, not just simple splash around. And we've got our Cotton 60 standard program, the Cotton 40, which is also a standard program, Cotton 30, which is for lightly soiled cotton laundry, which is a bit much shorter. So we'll just look at the options as well before we move onwards. We have 2 wash option modifiers. This top one is a cold wash. Regardless of what cycle it is, this activates on all of them and just basically switches off the heater. The wash length time doesn't drop because it's actually preset within the actual machine. So a Cotton 60 cycle will take X amount of time, even if it was switched off mid-cycle, let's say. And then finally we've got this. This is a sensitive care button, which will up the amount of rinses from 3 to 5, or even 2 to 5, depending on what program you select. We've also got variable spin, but you've got a very basic choice here. So we've got 1400, 800, 400, and if you switch it off, you've actually got no spin. And then finally we've got a time delay button of 3 hours, 6 hours, or 9 hours. So you get like 4 options there. This is Hoover's most basic machine. So you haven't got many options there. To be honest, I don't like the cold wash function. It could have done with being replaced with something else like the stain blaster option. That would have been better, since it's more commonly used. But then saying that, then you wouldn't have bought the more higher models like the OPH614 that I had years ago. Right, so we'll move on. So we've got Synthetics 50 with pre-wash, then Synthetics 40, Synthetics 30, which will be a much quicker version of even 40. Probably talking about an hour there. We've got separate rinses and spin, delicate rinses, sort of synthetic rinses, and the final slow spin. Then you've got fast spin only, which can be lowered to have no spin. And then we've got drain only, which drains for about 4 minutes. Then finally we've got wool at 40 degrees. We've got hand wash at 30 degrees. Then we've got AA 40. which it says 800, but it might go up to 1000, but it's slightly more to be locked at 800. AA40 is a 3-hour long 40-degree cycle to give the same results as the 60-degree cycle, but at 40. We've got sports at 30 degrees. It's basically the synthetics 30 cycle, but a bit longer with a much higher water level. You can wash sports kit up to 2.5 kilo. We've got A59. I'm going to just put it there because what happens is, this is where the selector has slightly gone wrong, slightly. Now I need to look into this, but you can select, alright, A59, it's not actually 800. In this position you've actually got 44 minute, it's a bit off now by about 3 different sectors. Because it's pairing there, so I just need to have a look into it. It's crossing over a little bit onto there basically. Right, but we'll talk about it anyway. A59 is a 59 minute wash, 60 degrees, 1400 spin, full fat spin. You can wash half a load of lightly soiled cotton laundry in 60 minutes, 60 degrees. It's really good. And the A stands for A wash. But to be honest, you'll actually get a double A because you'll also get an A spin as well. Right, 44 minute cycle, daily 44, allows to wash 3 kilo of lightly soiled laundry in 44 minutes at 40 degrees. Then we've got daily 29, which allows you to wash 2 kilo laundry of lightly soiled laundry in 29 minutes, 40 degrees, and 800 spin. It's flashing a little bit because we're actually onto the off position there. So like I say, it's slightly moved around a bit. So the door's locked, our wash light is lit up. We'll move on to rinses and that will light up as well. We'll move on to spin and that will light up as well. So you'll have all 3 lit up on the final spin. So it has something called Optima wash system, which basically means it detects the size of the load. The great thing about this is it's really quite advanced back in the day, and still is now. It's even more advanced. But this will detect up to 4 different load sizes. So depending on the size of the load, it will adjust the wash length, and on the smaller loads, it will drop the amount of rinses from 3 to 2. They smell very nice of the colour. However, even these denim jeans, which are pretty resistant creasing, has creased quite badly. That's the only downside with this machine. It's not the fast spin as such, but because it only does one long phase spin. Things do seem to crease a lot more. Although it has cleaned them rather good, and that's the praise for this machine. It washes, rinses, and spins very well, considering how cheap and how basic this machine is. So, what am I going to give this out of 10? Well, it's a bit weird, because you see, back when this was produced, I'm only going to give this a 7 out of 10. The wash, rinse and spin performance is excellent, but the annoying thing of having a pre-wash with a 90 or a pre-wash with a 50 degree synthetics without the option to turn it off, without the option of having a separate 90 degree program, is quite annoying. But then again, you do get a lot of additional programs even for the cheap machine, which meant that it was quite versatile even back then. It's a bit weird. The other solid downside though is its reliability. Now this is proven quite well and quite reliable, as it seems. However, that seal may be also new, and these dials do go a lot, just due to its poor design. Overall, so like I said, a 7 out of 10, not bad. It's just the reliability issues that kind of let this down.